What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Just an Air podcast. This week, we're going to talk all things avoiding burnout because I actually came across somebody talking about this on TikTok and I was like, this is actually a pretty good topic. And I feel like I've mastered the craft of burnout. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But of course, as you guys know, if you've been listening to the podcast for a while, we have to do our weekend recap and a few different rants. And I also want to catch you up on a few things going on in my life because I feel like I haven't talked about it. So first things first, this is Thanksgiving week. So just a little reminder out there to everyone listening that food is fuel. I know we're going to be eating a little bit extra food this week. We're traveling, we're getting off schedule, so do not stress about it. Enjoy your time with your family and friends. And the one thing that I have always remembered, I don't struggle with food anymore like I used to back in the day, but the one thing I wish I could have told myself when I used to struggle was, hey, Sam, are you going to look back a year from now and be like, damn it, I wish I didn't eat that pumpkin pie? Or damn it, I wish I didn't go back for that second helping of stuffing. Like, no, you will not. You will only be regretting it probably with like the first few days and you're going to get back on track. So why regret it? Why be so stuck on the amount of food you're going to be eating? Enjoy. Have all the desserts, the cookies, the home-cooked meals, especially if you're going home and you don't really get to enjoy your mom's cooking anymore. Enjoy it all, okay? And, I'm not going home, but I also have been kind of dealing with this a little bit. And if you are in the year of 2024 and you have lost a loved one this year and you are approaching the holiday season and the grieving process is a little bit weird. I'm not going home for Thanksgiving, but I'm just thinking about myself with going home for Christmas. And like, I was just in the shower and I started bawling my eyes out. Like, grieving the loss of a loved one is so fucking weird. It's so hard. And the holidays definitely make you have those memories pop up, and it's definitely harder. But just remember that when you are going home, you have all of those people that love and care for you, and they're all going through the same thing. So just remember you're not alone, and it's just a part of life. And let yourself cry. Like, I literally was bawling my eyes out in the shower the other day, just thinking about the fact that, like, I don't even want to fucking cry right now. But, like, I just remembered, I was like, fuck, like, I'm going home and I'm not going to have my, like, grandparents on my dad's side anymore. Like, that is so weird to think about. Oh my God, no. Sam, don't cry. But yeah, so just know you're not alone. And if you are going through this, please DM me. Like, the amount of you that I've like connected with this year with just the amount of shit that I've gone through has been so heartwarming, knowing that like I talk about this stuff on the podcast and I'm not alone and you're not alone either. So yeah. Sorry. Oh, someone is at my front door. We love that, don't we? Fuck. All right, 1 second. He's not leaving, so I need to go answer the door. Okay, well, that was exhilarating. There's nothing that fears me more than answering the door to a man, but he works here, or not works here. He works for the city of Austin. I guess they're doing something with the gas on our street. I don't know. But anyways, we are back, and I know we were just talking about Thanksgiving. Anyways, I can't really remember where I left off with that, so we're just gonna move on to the next thing. My next thing is I just want to give a shout out to the Love Island, Australia. As of right now, I'm caught up as much as I can be with, the way it streams in the US. It is so good this season. I used to be one that couldn't really finish out the Australia seasons just because I felt like the budget was on the low end. But holy shit, every single one of the girls on this show, so hot. So hot. I love it. Amazing. Definitely recommend watching it if you haven't already. There's only like 15 episodes so far, so like you can catch up pretty quickly. And then my next thing is Charleston. Let's talk about it, okay? So we talked a few weeks about me trying to find a property in Charleston, which, is still in the works. But I got some really unfortunate news literally after the week I uploaded that episode talking all things like moving, buying a house, whatever. Found out that the house I was literally like this close to putting an offer on is not able to be a short-term rental, which is so unfortunate because it is literally in the zoning area for short-term rentals. But like I said, Charleston has a lot of restrictions that they put up this past year, pretty much not allowing anyone to purchase a home and turn it into a short term rental. And one of the crazy rules that restricted me from this house being a short term rental is that it needs a parking spot available per a bedroom. And the house was a 4-bedroom. So it needed 4 parking spots, which is insane. Because what person is renting an Airbnb and is going to have 4 cars with them? No one. Literally no one. Let alone in downtown Charleston. So it's going to be nearly impossible for me to find something like that. So I'm realizing that like I need to open up my horizon and maybe consider doing a long-term rental, even though I really don't want to, because the whole point was to do a short-term rental so that way I could visit whenever I want, stay in the house as I wanted, make friendships, memories over there before I actually move there one day. But now what I'm thinking I may want to do is just do a long-term rental, which is fine. I can still visit Charleston, and what I'll do, now bear with me as I explain this, but what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to do a long-term rental, and I will just up the rent maybe $100 over what my mortgage is. So say the mortgage is $4,000. All right, I will make the rent be $4,100. So that way, for every $100 I spend, or for every extra $100 I get out of the 12 months, I can use that money towards traveling to Charleston on my own leisure. I want to maybe go to Charleston twice a year for maybe the next 2 years to build a life over there and hang out with my friends that I have, built friendships with over there. So that's just my girl math thinking. I'm like, okay, maybe I just bump up the rental price so that way I'm getting a little bit of profit to use towards visiting on my own, and I can stay in my own Airbnb. And the reason I want to get a property over there now is because, like I said, guys, my goal is really to maybe move over there. I want to move over there. So in 2 years, say I move there in 2 years, I will already have a house over there that I can move into after I kick the tenants out. Not kick the tenants out, but like after their lease ends, I can move into the home, not have to worry about moving from Austin to Charleston and needing to purchase a home like right away. So I can move into my rental. I can live there for a year. And then while I'm living there for a year, I'm exploring all of Charleston, making memories, and I can really, really pick where I want to buy a house, like my forever home, with Nick. So I know it's fucking crazy of me to be thinking this far in my future, but that's just how I am. That's how I operate. And I think it's a smart idea because the long-term rental has more logistics in terms of being able to, get my mortgage paid for, whereas an Airbnb, obviously, it would be more work that I would need to put into marketing and getting that thing up and running. So might as well just go the easier route. It's just going to suck that I'm not going to be able to visit it. So I'm having my eyes open to both options. And, my realtor, shout out to her. I've been annoying her like every other day about properties, but I'm gonna keep searching, soul searching, and we're gonna take our time because I think that was maybe a blessing in disguise that I couldn't get that rental. So we're gonna keep looking, but it is a goal of mine. I really, really can see myself moving to Charleston, living there, loving it. And although it's still a small city and there's not any professional sports, I just know the people over there and like the culture is just like very, 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 very similar to Boston. So yeah, we'll see. Anyways, that's kind of it for me with my little recap on life. You know what? More juicy stuff later in the episode. We'll get into it. But anyways, weekend recap. Friday, me and a bunch of friends went to this place called Nightcap, which has been around in Austin for a very long time. It's on West 6th Street. And it's basically like a cocktail lounge, but it has a bunch of food as well. I have been wanting to go here for the 3 years I've been living here. I've never gone. And so one of my girlfriends had noticed that they had a really good happy hour. Happy hour was great. They had $7 glasses of wine, $10 cocktails, and a bunch of food for like under $15. And so I think there was like 10 of us that went. So the one thing I can say right now, I love being in my mid 20s and everyone has like adult jobs to the point where we can just all sit at a table, order a bunch of apps, drinks, our own entrees, and then just split the bill. Like people aren't sitting here like freaking the fuck out about like, oh well, I had this, so I need to pay for this, or you had that, blah blah blah. Like, what is the extra $3 or $4 gonna do? Like, I just love that we can all just truly enjoy food and company and not stress about that type of stuff. And for the most part, the people that I hang out with, like everyone will Venmo like right away before we leave the table because there's nothing I can't stand more than like going out to eat with people. And there's like that specific individual that every time you go out to eat with them, it takes them like 4 days to Venmo you. And it's not because they can't afford it. It's just because like it's not their top priority. So they just don't feel the need to do it. So that shit rubs me the wrong way. But I love that we're just able to get a lot of fucking food. And all my friends are pretty much foodies, which is great because I love going out to eat as much as they do. So that's what we like to do Friday nights. And then we got some bruschetta, a cheese board. I ended up getting this like chicken entree that the waitress recommended. It was so good. It was on top of a whipped goat cheese spread. Oh, you guys, I was dreaming about it the next day. It was so good. And like I said, the wine was $7 a glass. So I got 2 glasses of wine. And lucky me, Nick was driving and he was a sober king. So I took full advantage of that. I was like, I'm getting fucked up. No, I'm kidding. I didn't get fucked up, but like 2 glasses of wine, that does me good, like to the point where I should not be driving a car. So I was like, okay, yay, 2 glasses of wine, let's go. And Nick's over there just sipping on his like 1 beer that he got. I'm like, you know what's funny too is every time we're out to dinner with like a group of friends, I'll always look at him and like mouth to him, I'm drunk. And he'll just look at me and like shake his head and be like, oh my God. And then I'll like kind of like kick at his feet and like, hee. Anyways, so we actually had plans that night. One of our friends plays the guitar and another one of them like sings. And they have like this whole band thing. And they were performing in one of our friends' backyards. And everyone else ended up going, but Nick has been like sick the last week or so. So he's like, it's probably not in his best interest to go. You know, he wants to get a good night's sleep and hopefully wake up and feel like rejuvenated for the weekend. So I was like, okay, bet like any excuse I can get to go home early, I'll take it, especially a free ride home. Like, I don't want to go there and then have to Uber home. So I was like, I'll go home too. Haha. So yeah, I just went home and I was literally in bed by like 9:30, which was great. Ideal weekend. And then Saturday, first Raw Dog Run Club in 4 months. Craziness. I feel like time has truly flown by because I feel like Raw Dog Run Club was like last month, but obviously, like I said, it wasn't. It was 4 months ago. And you're probably wondering if you're not like caught up with my content or you're wondering why Raw Dog Run Club hasn't been here in a while. City of Austin shut it down because there were so many complaints of, you know, when they would have the meetups, cars would park illegally in front of driveways, in front of houses, in permanent parking spots. When we were running, you know, people would run through red lights. Like it was just, I mean, I have to say, like, it was a very organized run club, but unfortunately, when you have those extra eyes of the city over you and just watching you, they're going to take any citation they can to shut it down, which is unfortunate. So, yeah, the city let them, you know, try it again. And this past weekend, we did it. And I think things went smoothly because they're able to do it again next month. So they're going to be doing it on a 1-month basis. And if you're curious or wanting updates on it, you guys, I don't run Raw Dog Run Club. They're just my friends. So I love that people come to me like asking like, hey, like where can I get this information? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, just follow their Instagram. Like I'm not going to be on my Instagram like posting updates for them just because it's like, it's not my run club. I just go and I run and I love meeting you guys there. But like, I'm not going to be sitting here like posting updates. Like they have their Instagram. They can post the updates. So yeah, make sure you're following the Raw Dog Run Club Instagram. Anyways, so you can see all the information for that. But anyways, it was only like 2.5 miles. It wasn't even anything crazy, which I was surprised by because it was so cold. I woke up it was like 40 degrees. I was freezing and we ran and my knees were like in pain because of how cold it was. And then by the time we started running back, I was like, why are we already running back towards the like start point? And I looked at my thing. It was only like a mile in. I was like, we're only gonna run 2 miles. That's crazy. So hopefully next month it's a little bit longer, but I don't know. We'll see. But But the rest of the day, I went golfing with another couple. Nick and I went golfing with another couple, which one of the girlfriend works at a golf course. So we got exclusive access to go out golfing with her. It was a lot of fun. I have not golfed in years, literally years. I mean, I'll play like every once in a while. Like if I go to Florida with my family, I'll play, but like consistently play golf, it's been years. And I had a lot of fun, honestly. It was perfect weather. It was like high 70s, very windy, I will say. And on the first hole, me and Nick are very competitive. So we went to the driving range to warm up, and I was already crushing it at the driving range. Like bars, bars, balls going far, like perfect, what do you call them? Swings, hits. I don't fucking know. But I was just doing very well. And he was not, and he was getting pissed off. And I was like, like, we're so competitive with one another. Like, it's honestly so fun. And so we get to the first hole, and we're pretty much just playing like all four of us against each other. But at that point, when we were playing all four of us against each other, we were like going all over the course everywhere. Like it was just very hard to like all like chit chat and hang out while playing golf. So we ended up playing scramble, is what you call it, where you basically team up with another person, and then whoever's ball has the better shot, you take. So me and Nick were doing that, and we were a team, and then the other couple was a team, which kind of saved Nick and I on that end of like not, bickering with one another, being like, hey, like you suck, I'm better, blah, blah, blah. But I will say I want to go back out and play golf against him just at least once to see if I can win. But I will say the scramble play was a lot of fun, and it definitely made things go a lot quicker. I feel like if we didn't do that, we probably would have been on the golf course playing 9 holes for like 4 hours. But I think we were out there maybe like 2.5, 3 hours. I don't know. I didn't really time it. We also didn't drink, and by the time we were done golfing, the sun was literally setting. So we ended up going to this restaurant down the street called The Grove, which there's one downtown as well, but there's a few locations. But it's like a winery, and I have a lot of food. And again, similar vibes to Friday night. We just got a bunch of appetizers, entrees, and both couples split a bottle of wine. And oh, you guys, I just had so much fun. Like there's nothing better than getting wine drunk with another couple and just chit-chatting. And better yet, like talking about like each other's like love story. Like I loved just diving deep into like their love story and how they started dating. I don't know, it just brings like the sparks back out. It's a, oh my God, this sounds so cheesy, but like it's true. It brings the sparks back out, and it's like really cool to see and connect with other couples and like, what they go through, what we go through, and just like relate off of one another. Fun times. So that was my Saturday night. Pretty much just went home and went to bed. Because Sunday, I was like, you know what? If I'm not going to be drinking like crazy, and I'm going to be home by like, I think I was home by like 7:30, I'm going to do my long run on Sunday. So I ran 10.5 miles. I have never felt so good running 10.5 miles, you guys. I averaged a pace of an 8:16. I was fucking flying, which didn't feel like it. Like, I just felt like I was running like a slow pace. And then when I looked at what my pace was, I was like, fuck, 8:16. Like, I am cruising. Insane. So after the run, I was exhausted. Like that run knocked me the fuck out. I was so tired, and Nick had already bought us tickets to go watch the Gladiator movie at I think 2:15, and I was so tired, but we were going to go to the Cheesecake Factory before the movie, which the buffalo tenders from the Cheesecake Factory are fire. Like literally so good. So I knew I was getting that. And we'll usually, when we go to the Cheesecake Factory, just because the menu is so big, just get like 3 things and split it across the board. So we got a bacon cheeseburger with some fries, the buffalo tenders, and he wanted dumplings. Like, what a weirdo. So we got dumplings, which honestly were not good. They were like falling apart as you were like trying to pick them up. So we had the burger. Oh, you guys, it was like, that burger reminded me of childhood, because honestly, when I was a little kid, my family would take me to Cheesecake all the time, and I'd get a burger. Oh, it was so good. So had the cheeseburger, the tenders, all the food, but I'm not even kidding you guys. I was like slithering down the seat. Like I was so tired, but I knew that when I got to the movie theaters, I was going to get a massive Diet Coke, because that has caffeine in it, and I was going to feel so much better. So I was like, I just need that Diet Coke. Like get me to the Diet Coke. Went to the movie theater and I got an extra large Diet Coke out of that little like self-serve machine with the buttons. It's like a flat screen TV. I love that machine. You can get anything your heart desires from that thing. So I got a cherry vanilla Diet Coke with the caffeine in it because they have a Diet Coke option that's caffeine free. Wasn't doing that one. I needed the caffeine one ASAP. Thank you. And that extra large, there was probably at least 150 milligrams of caffeine because I think like a small Coke is like 75 milligrams of caffeine or maybe 50 milligrams of caffeine. I don't know, but there was at least 150 milligrams. So I was honestly starting to feel better. But tell me why I thought the Gladiator movie was going to be like not as gory and bloody as it was. Holy shit, you guys, I think my eyes were open for only 50% of that movie. I don't do blood. I don't do stabbings, knife scenes, like none of that shit. Anything scary like that, I can't do it. I will not do it. I'm not looking at the screen and watching some man's head get chopped off, okay? I kept just shoving my head into Nick's chest like, why did you bring me here? You know I hate this shit, but I just did it because I wanted Cheesecake Factory, okay? And I told him next time we go to the movies, I'm picking the movie. I'm picking it. We're going to go to a rom-com. That's my type of movie night, okay? But yeah, I mean, if you like that type of shit, enjoy it by all means, but not my thing. I don't ever want to step foot into a movie and watch that, like something like that again. Like, especially living alone. Like, I wanted to be able to sleep that night, which I did because I blocked my eyes 50% of the movie. But if I didn't block my eyes 50% of the movie, oh, there was no chance in hell I was going to be sleeping that night. Nope, nada. So, yeah, I had to suffer through that movie solely for the Cheesecake Factory. And I am an idiot because I even told myself after the Cheesecake Factory or after the movie, I was going to go back into cheesecake and get a slice of cheesecake, but I forgot. How sad. So, yeah, that was that. And then on Monday, the reason I did my long run on Sunday was because on Monday I was getting my Moxie laser and a BBL treatment. And before anyone like attacks me right now, no, BBL is not the same as like the booty BBL, okay? I got a BBL laser treatment, which is supposed to help rejuvenate my skin. I'm doing it during the winter time because you're not supposed to be in the sun. It's supposed to get rid of all the sun damage, fine lines, wrinkles. It's supposed to tighten your skin. And basically, your like layers of skin are just going to peel off. So I should have also preferenced this at the beginning. If you're watching on YouTube, my skin looks crazy right now. I look like a snake or like a reptile, if you will. And you're not supposed to go in public. You're not supposed to be in the sun. So I'm just pretty much hibernating all week. Love that for me. Oh, and I'm not going home for Thanksgiving. I know we mentioned that earlier, but I'm just having Thanksgiving with another couple at my house and we're all cooking food together. But like all the way up until I think Saturday, I will not be putting on any makeup or like doing my hair. I will just be vibing. So that is great for me. And if you want to see the results of it, I have been updating on my Instagram story just every day, taking a selfie and then putting it into my Moxie laser story highlight on my page. So go check that out if you're interested. But yeah, that has been my weekend recap. I had lots of fun. And, you know, I am doing, I feel sorry, but you know, I'm just gonna rip the fucking Band-Aid off, okay, guys? But if you have been watching my Snapchat stories, I had kind of went on a little hiatus talking about how I need to take a step back from social media and protect my peace. And I think the realm that I am going is with the podcast. As of right now, that is just where my head is at. I love podcasting, don't get me wrong, but you may have noticed that like the episodes have gotten a little bit shorter, and that's just because I'm like not talking as much about my like personal life, and it's been harder for me to talk longer about like the topics like later into the episode. So and the reason being is because I mean, I don't personally find this to be offensive, but like I just know there's people out there that listen to my podcast that are purposely listening to the podcast to find things that they want to nitpick and get angry about. And that's one thing. And the other end of the spectrum is that I have like literal haters from my personal life that are just listening to the podcast solely to keep up and keep tabs on my life. And I think that's fucking weird and bizarre. Like, I hate to say it, but it's weird and bizarre. And on top of that, all the hate that I get on the podcast Instagram, like, it is deteriorating. Like, if you're already, like, I'm somebody who, I mean, I'm doing so much better now because I've been just doing a lot of self-reflecting and coping with my emotions, that I feel like I have a better grasp on life right now than I did like 3 weeks ago. But I will say, when you are someone that does social media and you're already, social media is fake. I hate to say it, but it's fucking fake. You see the glory, you see the amazing shit online, but those are real fucking human beings on the other end of the screen, even though they're just sharing their life, but you don't know everything that they're going through. So for me, like, I'm posting about something random on my podcast Instagram, like a reel talking about something random, and it could just get so much hate. It's like, well, I'm a human being too, and I'm going through shit. Maybe the podcast reel that I posted has nothing to do with like my mental health, but like going to the comments and seeing everyone just like rip me apart for no reason, it affects me a lot. So I fear that we are going to change things up a little bit with the podcast. And I truly do believe that it will help me a lot with, protecting my peace and all these fucking weird ass trolls that are in my personal life. Maybe we'll stop listening to this because they're going to find it so boring now and they can't find little tabs to keep up with me, like weirdos. So yeah, that's pretty much it as of right now. I have nothing really else to speak on in regards to that. And you know what's funny is, like, as someone who's been podcasting, like 3 years, I've always had like people keeping tabs on my podcast, and I just never really thought anything of it. I'm like, okay, weird. Like, I don't understand why you're listening to my podcast, but now I'm realizing, like, if you're my so-called like friend or whatever, and you listen to the podcast and you get like offended by something, okay, if the shoe fits, wear it. I'm really not a sensitive person at all. So like, if you're going to listen to something solely to get like bothered by something, why are you listening to it? I don't understand. So like, consume your like extra time with other things, maybe. I don't know. So it's a weird aspect, like having my entire life online. And oh my God, so I saw Hallie Kate talk about this too. She made a TikTok being like, she hasn't posted a lot about her personal life because she just fears that people online are just like so invested and like act like they know them. And I'm just like, oh my God, girl, like that TikTok, that speaks volumes to me. Like I relate so hardcore, even though she's on another whole like level than I am. I'm nowhere near where she is. I think I have like a third of the following she does on TikTok. So yeah. But anyways, that's my little rant. Just be prepared in the next few weeks for things to get a little bit different with the podcast. But that's about it for me. So let's get into talking about how to avoid burnout. If I can even find it. Okay. Oh my God, I just burped. Okay. How to avoid burnout with your workouts. Being an athlete, a hybrid athlete, whatever you want to call it, okay? People seem to get pissed off when I call myself a hybrid athlete, but whatever. So, number 1 is training like a hybrid athlete, okay? I have noticed the more variety I have in my workout split, the least likely I am to get burnt out. I keep things interesting. I'm always on my toes. Like, things are always changing. When I only focused on lifting weights and I would go to the gym for 2 hours a day, you can just imagine, like, you are just setting yourself up for failure by doing that. And I know you can think to yourself, well, I really love lifting weights. Like, I love it so much. Like, I want to go in there every single day and I want to lift weights and I want to do it. Okay, yeah, in the moment you may love it, but guess what? You're going to wake up one day and hate it. You're not going to want to do it anymore. And then you're going to start forcing yourself to go because you thought you loved it. So just protect yourself in that aspect by adding in little things, sprinkles of other exercises. I go to hot yoga. I go on walks, I run, and I lift weights. That's 4 different things. And right now, obviously, I'm training for a marathon, so I can't do a lot of extra things, but I would love, after my marathon training is over, to go into workout classes, go back to Barry's, go to some interval classes, like rowing classes. Like, I want to make sure that I am always doing something fun and different, so that way I am never going to risk that ability of getting burnt out. Number 2 is training with friends. Now, you don't have to have somebody to train with for every single day, but having different groups of people, I've realized, has made a huge difference in my enjoyment with training. I have my friends that I like to go on my oh my God, I can't speak, hot girl walks with. I have my running friends. I have my gym friends. And you know what? Some days I want to work out alone. That's okay. But if you can at least work out with somebody at least once a week, oh, it's so nice. Like, I went to yoga with one of my girlfriends last week. We've never like worked out together ever. We only ever hang out by going to dinner, getting drinks, whatever. But like, when we went to yoga, I was like, oh my God, this was probably the best yoga class I've gone to in a very long time. Like, this was so fun. So make it fun. Go hang out with friends and work out together. Number 3 is to set mini goals for yourself. They can be so small. The smallest of a goal. Right now with yoga, I want to be able to do a split. Not like a regular split, but like I want to be able to like do a half split where I can like put my head down, okay? So that's a goal for myself. And you can do that with everything. Running, okay, I just ran a timed mile, so now I know my timed mile. Now my mini goal moving forward is next time I go on a run for my timed mile, I want to get below that. Like, just always having like little goals to keep things interesting. And number 4, I feel like is the most important, to be honest. And that is looking at it from the perspective of, is it an obligation or is it by choice? And find your why as to why you are doing whatever this form of exercise is. So if it's running, lifting weights, whatever it is. For an obligation, it is very inauthentic motives as to why you're doing it. There's less personable responsibility. You are less energized and you are less excited for it. And you're doing it for somebody else. You are doing it because you are afraid of what might happen, almost as if it is a punishment. So if you look at exercise from the obligation aspect, that is very wrong. You are going to get burnt out very quickly. You want to look at it from the choice aspect. You want to enjoy it. You want to feel energized. And there is going to be no external influence. Now, of course, you're going to have influencers out there that are going to motivate you to do something, but they shouldn't be influencing you in the sense of, I need to do this. This is the only way things need to happen. It's this way or the highway, you know? And then you also have to think about it from the food aspect, because this is a huge thing, especially for girls at our age. Are you eating so you can work out, or are you working out so you can eat? If you're working out so you can eat, you are working out for the wrong reason. But if you are working out and eating so you can work out, that is the right mindset to have. And if you hate it, sorry. There's a man in the window. Not like my window, but like far down the street. Oh my God, that scared me. If you hate it after trying it because you got quote for quote influenced by it, don't feel guilty if you don't want to do it. Like, that's the thing about social media, and honestly just like friendships as well, is people will see things that other people are doing and they're successful at it, and they feel like they need to do it because they're lacking that like success and determination and excitement that they look for it through other people's interests. Okay? So find things that you truly enjoy. Don't just do things that other people are doing, especially with lifting weights or just working out in general. If you see somebody that has a dream body and they're doing something, don't think that you need to do that in order to attain what they have. Everybody is going to be different. So if you are going to work out, do it because it feels good, you enjoy it, you look forward to it when you wake up in the morning, and it's because you influenced yourself to do it. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. Number 5 is taking rest days. Rest days are going to be so important. Some days I take 2 rest days, but I always take 1. And now some people may look at just going on a walk as a rest day. Honestly, I do too. My current workout split is 3 running days, 1 hot yoga day, and 1 hot girl walk day. Oh, and wait, what did I say? 3 run days, 1 walk day, 1 yoga day, and a lift day. So that's 6 right there. Now, some people will consider a walk a rest day, which teach their own, whatever you want. But that's just what my workout split is right now, and I love it. Because right now my priority is my marathon training, and I don't want to overdo it. Number 6 is eating nutritious, dense foods. Whole foods are so important, you guys. Let's fuel our bodies for our workouts, because there's nothing worse than feeling like shit when you go to actually work out and you don't even want to work out because of it. Food is going to be so damn important. Make sure you are prioritizing whole foods, eating correctly, high protein, high carb, depending on the day. If you're going on a long-ass run, eat all those fucking carbs, okay? Eat those fucking carbs. Number 7, cope with stress outside of sports. I know a lot of people will be like, oh my God, exercise is so important for your mental health. Oh my God. You can't rely on just that to get rid of your mental health, because God forbid you do have a burnout with your exercise. Then what? So don't put all that pressure onto yourself of like, oh my God, working out is going to be my stress reliever. Okay, there's other ways to be also coping with stress. Number 1, therapy. I mean, I've tried it, wasn't for me. I know a lot of people that do love therapy. I have a lot of good friends that have been trying to convince me to get back into therapy, but I just feel like I am a very self-aware individual, and I'm aware of my issues and I'm working on my issues. So I don't think I need therapy right now, but some people I know love therapy. Number 2, hot yoga. I love hot yoga. It's very therapeutic to me. I feel fucking great after it, okay? Number 3, long walks, no phone out, just you, yourself, Mother Nature, go on a walk. Number 4, meditation. Some yoga classes that I do go to incorporate meditation, and honestly, I'm liking it. The breath work part, I'm getting into it. Number 5, journaling. I don't journal, but I do have these self-development cards that I do. So actually, I got them on TikTok Shop. Maybe I'll post about it on TikTok, but there are these cards, and each day I pull a card and there's a new prompt, and you just answer it to yourself. And so I've been doing those on a daily basis. I love them. And then number 6 is no screen time nights. Find days or nights out of your week to shove your phone away, hide it, get rid of it, watch a movie, interact with other human beings. Like, I love going days or going like a day and of my week where, oh my God, I wasn't even on my phone for like 6 to 7 hours. So try to limit the screen time. Number 8 is making sure you're getting 8 hours of sleep. Obviously, that's fundamentally important for every aspect of your life. But in case it wasn't obvious, don't expect yourself to have a good workout if you only got 4 hours of sleep and you wake up the next morning and you're going on a workout. Prioritize those 8 hours of sleep. I promise you, it's going to really impact you down the road if you are trying to get 4 to 5 hours of sleep, 6 hours of sleep throughout the week, and like also working out 5 to 6 days out of the week. Number 9 is don't over exercise. So if there is something that you love right now, mine's running. Don't overdo it. I do 3 days out of the week. People are in my comments all the time. You need to be running more than that for the marathon. No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay. I don't want to end up hating running. Okay. I'm going to only run 3 days out of the week. And if that bothers you, I'm sorry. You can have fun with your burnout, but I don't want to get to that point. I love running right now, and I want to protect myself because I've been in a place where I loved lifting weights, and I was convinced you need to go to the gym and lift weights 5 to 6 days out of the week. Here I am, burnt out, not loving it as much as I used to. So now what do? I go 1 to 2 times out of the week. Number 10 is don't punish yourself. If there's one thing that I could have told myself when I was way younger working out is don't punish yourself if you miss a day at the gym. Don't punish yourself if you didn't go too hard. Especially don't punish yourself if you didn't wear your Apple Watch and you worked out and you are convincing yourself that that workout did not count because you didn't have your Apple Watch on. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. And I used to live like that. And it's so sad to even think. So don't punish yourself in regards to workout. Don't punish yourself in terms of the food you eat. You only live life once. Don't get so worked up and so hard on yourself for the little things that happen throughout your day. And number 11, last but not least, is look cute. There's nothing better I love than a nice little workout set. I never used to be a workout set girly, but now I am. I love the long sleeve with the sports bra underneath and the biker shorts. I literally was just wearing that 2 hours ago when I went on my hot girl walk. Like, they are so cute. I know it's like expensive sometimes, but like it's just so worth it. You get all the staple pieces and you can wear them like mix match. Oh my God, that's a tongue twister. Holy shit. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on burnout for athletics. I have been there and I never ever want to get back to that point again of like hating working out. And the one thing I preach on this podcast is living life in a balanced way where you can see yourself living that lifestyle 30 to 40 years down the road. So that is just my 2 cents. And you know what? One thing I will say right now is as much as I love running, I've been loving hot yoga. I love it so much. And I never thought I would ever say that. So keep yourself well-diversified and open to different forms of exercise because you just never know what you'll end up falling in love with. And, you know, I love it right now, but hey, maybe a year from now, I'm going to be like, oh my God, wait, no, I love Pilates. Like Pilates is even better. Which, I mean, who knows? After February, I'll try more things. But right now, like I said, gotta get across the finish line of that marathon. So that's it for me. Last thing before we wrap this podcast up though is it is the holidays. We got Black Friday and Cyber Monday. If you guys are needing any of those deals, I have put together a whole Excel sheet of all the deals that are happening this week and next week. So make sure you go to my Instagram bio or my TikTok bio. Press the link. There should be a Google Excel sheet. I have over 100 deals on there with the percentage off for the websites, along with the code you need to use, and any additional information you may need for like free shipping or whatever. So definitely check that out. Get those sales. And then if you are looking for a gift guide, I have my gift guides also linked in my bio for her and for him. I've been adding like 3 to 4 things per day to it. There's over like 100 items on both lists right now. So enjoy shopping. There's nothing better I love than online shopping. So hope you guys enjoy the holidays and we will touch base next week. Bye guys.